Good morning, everyone. We will talk about Shariah's Court Special Court. Shariah's Court is Prudential Decree number 1083 created Shariah's Court, which have limited jurisdiction over the settlement of issues, controversies, or disputes pertaining to the civil relations between and among Muslim Filipinos. Kining Shariah's Court, muna siya mga Muslim courts, kini especially sila mga Muslim Filipinos special court na sa ilaha. So, we will go to Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals. Exclusive jurisdiction of Court Appeals. Action for annulment of judgment of RTC or Regional Trial Court, Section 9, BP 129, Rule 47, 1997, Rules of Civil Procedure. Petition of certiorari prohibition in the Banos Indulgence Act or omission of quasi-judicial agency unless otherwise provided by the law Section 4, Rule 65 as amended by the PM number 07712 SC dated December 12, 2007. Ang kining-gingon nga action for annulment of judgment sa RTC mo is yang action para sa pagpawalang bisa ng paghatol ng RTC or Regional Trial Court Section 9 to BP 129 Rule 47 1997 Rules of Civil Procedure. Mga action para sa pagpawalang bisa ng paghatol ng RTC mo ni siya. Then petition for certiorari prohibition and mandamus is petition para sa certiorari pagbabawal at mandamus na kinasangkutan ng isang gawa o pagtanggal ng isang jurisdiction na ahensya maliban kung iba ang itinadhana ng batas. Section 4, Rule 65 bilang isang amendyahan ng AM number 07712 SC na may piyatsang September 12, 2007. Concurrent jurisdiction with Supreme Court. Kining Supreme Court mo yung pinakataas na korte. Petition for writs of certiorari prohibitions and mandamus against the Civil Service Commission, Republic Act 7902. Petition for writs of certiorari prohibitions and mandamus against National Labor Relations Commissions under the Labor Code, Section 9, BP 129 as amended by RA 7902. Ang ipasabot ang petition for writs of certiorari prohibition and mandamus against the Civil Service Commission RA 7902. Mga petisyon para sa writ of certiorari prohibitions at mandamus laban sa Civil Service Commission RA 7902. Then, ang petisyon para sa mga writ of certiorari, pagbabawal at mandamus laban sa National Labor Relations. Concurrent jurisdiction with Supreme Court and the RTC or Regional Trial Court. Petition for habeas corpus and quorum. Petition for habeas corpus and quo warranto. Action brought to prevent and restrain violation of law concerning monopolies and combination and restraint of trade, Section 17, RA 926 as amended by RA 5440. Ang meaning ng petition for habeas corpus and quo warranto is ang habeas corpus, maaari mayroon kang katawan ng mandamos or inuutosan namin pagbabawal. Then ang certiorari ang co-waranto sa anong otoridad o waran, or ang kane ang co-waranto sa anong otoridad o waran. Current jurisdiction with the Sandigan Bayan and RTC petitions for writ certiorari prohibitions and mandamus relating to an act or omissions of municipal trial court or of a corporations, a board, an officer, or persons. Petitions for the insurance of writ of amparo, Section 3 AM number 07912 SC, or the rules on the writ of amparo effective October 14, 2009. Ordinary appeal to the CA, or Court of Appeals. Appeals from the RTC except those appealable to the Supreme Court. Appeals from decision and final order of the Family Courts, Section 14, 8969. F. Petition for review with the CA or Court of Appeals. Appeals from decision of the RTC acting as a special agrarian courts in cases involving just compensation to the landowners concerned. Appeals from the Office of the Ombudsman in administrative disciplinary cases, AM number 99202 SC. Let's go to Court of Tax Appeals. A. Exclusive jurisdiction. B. Exclusive original jurisdiction in tax collections cases involving final and executory assessment for taxes, fees, charges, and penalties, provided, however, that collections cases where the principal amount of taxes and fees exclusive of charges and penalties claimed is less than 1 million pesos shall be tried by the proper municipality court. So, ang ipasabot na yung Court of Tax Appeal ang eksklusibong original na jurisdiction sa mga kaso ng pangongolekta ng buwis ng kinasasangkutan ng final at executory assessment para sa mga buwis, bayad, mga singil at multa sa kondisyong gayunpaman na ang mga kaso ng pangolekta kung saan ang pangunahing halaga ng mga buwis at bayarin maliban sa mga singil at mga parusa na inaangkin ay mas mababa sa 1 milyong piso ay dapat litisin ng mga wastong korte, munisipyo, paglilitis o paglilitis. So we will go into Sandigan Bayan or SP. Exclusive jurisdiction of Sandigan Bayan in cases where is no specific allegation of facts showing that the offense was committed in relation to the public office of the accused. The original jurisdiction should also vested in the proper RTC or MTC, as the cases may be Lacson v. Executive Secretary number 128096, January 20, 1999, 310, SCRA 298. Kining RTC, Oman din yung original trial court or MTC, Metropolitan Trial Court. SB concurrent jurisdiction with petition for insurance of writ of certiorari prohibition of damage habeas corpus and injunction, including co-waranto arising in cases falling under said executive order number 1214 14A Republic Act 8249. SB concurrent jurisdiction or Sandigan Bayan concurrent jurisdiction with SCCA and RTC. Petition for writs of amparo and writ of habeas data when action concerns public data files of government officers, Section 3A number 07912 SC or the rules on the writ of amparo effective October 24, 2007, Section 3 number 08116 AC effective February 2, 2008. SB Appellate Jurisdiction, Decision and Final Orders of RTC or Regional Trial Court in the exercise of the original or appellate jurisdiction under PD 1606 as amended shall be appealable to the Sandigan Bayan in the manner provided by Rules 122 of the Rules of Court Section 5 RA number 8249. Shall be appealable to Sandigan Bayan in the manner provided para sa mga pagpalabas ng writ of certiorari, pagbabawal ng damos habeas corpus at injunction at iba pang ancillary mga kasulatan bilang tulong sa jurisdiction or jurisdiction na apela nito. Kabilang ang waranto na nagmula sa mga kasos na sa ilalim ng executive orders. We were going to Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Powers and functions of the Supreme Court under Article 12 of the 1987 Constitution. All cases in which the Constitution or validity of any treaty, international or executive agreement, law, presidential decree, proclamations, order, instruction, ordinance, or regulation is in questions. So, ni ko ano yan lahat ng kaso kung saan pinag-uusapan ang Constitution o bisa ng anumang kasunduan, international o ehekutibong kasunduan, batas, proklamasyon, pangunguluhan, kautusan, tagubilin, or ordinansa o regulasyon. All cases involving the legality of any tax, imposed assessments, or toll, or any penalty imposed in relation thereto. Lahat ng kaso na kinasasakutan ng legalidad ng mga anumang imposed assessment, o tool, o anumang parusang ipinataw sa relasyon doon sa trial court, doon sa Supreme Court, rather. All cases in which the jurisdiction of any lower court is in issues. Lahat ng kaso kung saan pinag-uusapan ang jurisdiction na alinmang mababang hukuman. All criminal cases in which the penalty imposed is reclusion, perpetua, or higher. Lahat ng mga kasong kriminal kung saan ang parusa ay reclusion perti. All cases in which only an error or questions of law is involved. Lahat ng kaso kung saan isang extor of question of law lang ang sangkot. Order a change of venue or place of trial to avoid a miscarriage of justice. Mag-utos ng pagbabago ng lugar o ng paglilitis upang maiwasan ang pagkakamali ng hustisya. Appoint all official employees of the judiciary in accordance with the Civil Service Law. Magtalaga ng lahat ng opisyal at empleyado ng hudikatura alinsunod sa Civil Service Law. The Supreme Court shall have administrative supervision over all courts and the personnel thereof. So we were going to determination of criminal jurisdiction. Determined by the all allegation in the complainant or information not by the result of proof or by the trial court's apprehensions of the evidence presented. Number 2. Determined by the natures of the offense and or penalty attached thereto and not what may be meted out after trial. Number 3. Determined by the law in force at the time of institutions of the criminal actions and not at the time of its commissions. Once vested, it cannot be withdrawn by.
So, bail is the accused of a crime is generally not required to be placed in jail pending investigation, trial of his case due to the constitutional guarantee for the right to bail. So, kaning bail ay ito ay isang paglayas sa pagbibilanggo kung ito man ay isang kung ito man ay yaksahan. For example, ikaw naka sa kasuhan tapos imong uyab kay gusto naman labi-labi, di ba? Kanang iya so iyang ibuhat kay ang dipiyansahan kaniya. So bail where to file. 1. With the court where the case is pending or in the absence or unavailability if the judge thereof with another branch if the same court within the province, city or municipality. Number 2. Where the grant of bail is matter of discretion or the accused seeks to be released or recognizance, the application may only appear
Recognizance.
in the court when the case is pending, whether on preliminary investigation, trial, or appeal. Number 3. Any person in custody who is not yet charged in court may apply for bail with any court in the province, city, or municipality where is held. So we'll proceed to bail, a matter of right exception. All persons in custody should be admitted to bail as a matter of right with sufficient sureties or release or recognizance. A. Before or after conviction by the Metropolitan Trial, Municipal Trial Court in cities or Municipal Circuit Trial Court, and B. Before conviction by the Regional Trial Court of an offense not punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment. Section 4, Rule 114. Note, if the bail is a matter of right, it cannot be denied on the ground that there exists a high degree of probability that accused will abscond or escape. What the court can do is to increase the amount of the bail. One of the guidelines that the judge may use in fixing a reasonable amount of bail is the probability of the accused appearing in trial. Section 9 GID. So we will proceed to bail when discretionary. Upon conviction by the Regional Trial Court of an offense not punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment, admission to hearing is discretionary the application for bail may filed and acted upon by trial court despite the filing of a notice of appeal, provided it has not transmitted the original report to the appellate court. If the penalty imposed by the trial court is imprisonment exceeding 6 years, the accused should be denied bail or his bail should be cancelled upon a showing by prosecution with notice to the accused of the following or other similar circumstances. A. That he is recidivist, quasi-recidivist, or habitual delinquent or has committed the crime aggravated by the circumstances or reiteration. B. That he has previously escaped from legal confinement, evaded sentence, or violate the conditions of his bail without valid justification. C. That he committed the offense while under probation, parole, or conditional pardon. D. That the circumstances of his case indicate the probability or flight if released on bail, or E. That there is undue risk that he may commit another crime during the pendency of the appeal. Section 5, Rule 114. So, will we will proceed to bail is denied in the following circumstances. 1. Before conviction by the RTC or Regional Trial Court of an offense punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment when the evidence of guilt is strong. 2. After conviction by the RTC and penalty imposed is that reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment. This time there is no bail granted, even the accused can appeal in end. 3. After conviction by the RTC, if the penalty imposed exceeds 6 years and the circumstances in section 5A are present. A. That he is recidivist, quasi-recidivist, or habitual delinquent, or has committed the crime aggravated by the circumstance or reiteration. B. That he has previously escaped from legal confinement, evaded sentence, or violated the conditions of his bail without valid
Jurisdiction. Justification.
C. That he committed the offense while under probation, parole, or conditional pardon. D. That the circumstances of his case indicate the probability of life if released on bail, or E. That there is a due risk that he may commit another crime during the pendency of the appeal. Section 5, Rule 114. So we will proceed to capital offense of an offense punishable by reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment non-bailable. Bailable, rather. So, no person charged with a capital offense or an offense punishable by death, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment should be admitted to bail when evidence of guilt is strong, regardless of the state of the criminal prosecution. Section 7, Rule 114. Notes: Two requests, two requests must be present to deny a person of his
Prostitution.
of his constitutional right to bail. One. The offense charge is non-bailable, punishable by death, reclusion perpetua of life imprisonment, and two, the evidence of guilt is strong. The prosecution is required to present only as much evidence as is necessary to determine whether the evidence of guilt is strong. For purpose of bail, presentation of evidence is full is not necessary. Section 8, Rule 114. That's all.